Und dann bin ich auch schon live.
Mhm.
Weiter geht's. Ich weiß gar nicht, wo ich war. Das ist jetzt irgendwie 5 Tage her und ich bin voll raus.
Mhm.
Oh Gott. Mein Hirn ist immer noch so. Das hatte ich auch schon. Eine Quest. Wo ist die Quest? Verhandle mit dem Lieferanten. Oh, ich hab verkackt. Stimmt. Informiere den Quartiermeister der Kaserne. Ich weiß gar nicht worüber. Ach so, okay. Dass ich die Handelswaren habe. Alles klar. Alter, mein Hirn ist so tot.
Mhm.
So, gebe ich dir mal Bescheid. Ich frage, habe ich hier eigentlich schon alles angeguckt? Ich glaube, ich war hier nicht mal.
Hm?
Ich glaube,
Nicht weinen.
Hä?
Nicht weinen.
Nein, ich weine doch gar nicht. Ich habe nur gesagt, ich war hier noch nicht.
Achso, ich habe, glaube ich, weinen gleich verstanden.
Nee. Nee. Ja, mein Handgelenk tut. Der ganze Unterarm, also die untere Sehne zum Handgelenk tut so weh.
Okay,
Weiß nicht, was ich gemacht habe.
ungewöhnlich.
Ich weiß nicht, wie überanstrengend. Ich weiß halt nur nicht womit.
Bier halt gestern.
Hä?
Und Bier halten gestern.
Ja, sollte aber nicht. Also nicht so.
Mhm.
Keine Ahnung. Ich sag mal ausstreck und wegziehen, mir tut die ganze Sehne weh.
Alter, komm.
Muss ich echt mal aufpassen. Okay. Ab in den Dialog. Hoch. So.
Lady Desade, I presume.
Komm,
It is an honor to make your acquaintance. Captain, you set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Yes. We were finally able to recover your merchandise.
Excellent news. I'm afraid, though, that your mission isn't completely finished, Kurt.
Blast me, I'm a captain, not an errand boy.
The commander was quite explicit.
Very well. What do I need to do?
The merchandise that you obtained needs to be sent to Tier
scheiße
4D as soon as possible. But the Port Authority formalities for shipping take an eternity to wade through. And we've already lost quite a bit of time with this dishonest merchant.
Are you blatantly asking us to smuggle this merchandise and contraband?
I would never ask you to do such a thing, Your Excellency.
Ah, but you don't mind asking that of Kurt?
Well, now, if he finds an alternative solution that is less, illegal, that would be fine. The method matters not. But this cargo must reach the Isle on the next ship.
Marvelous.
Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
Okay. Einen Moment. Musste ich ein bisschen leiser machen.
Hörst du mich denn überhaupt noch?
Hä?
Hörst du mich denn überhaupt noch?
Ja. Aber es ist ja nicht egal, ob ich dich lauter oder leiser mache. Du brichst halt eh immer die ganze Zeit ab.
Mhm.
Deswegen.
Mhm.
Und das ist halt eh meistens das Problem. Nee, weil ich war gerade im Dialog.
Ich hab voll reingebrabbelt.
Ja, obwohl ich erwähnt habe, dass ich im Dialog bin. Und nochmal Psst gesagt habe. Aber ist okay.
Entschuldigung, das hab ich gehört.
Mhm. Oh. Will ich mal nachfragen? Blut. Blut. Entspanntes zur Questlauf. Hm. Hab ich gerade Lags?
Weiß nicht.
Komisch. Eben beim Cooking Simulator, das Spiel ist mir auch an manchen Stellen komplett eingefroren. Da musste ich nochmal ins Menü. Also ins Pausenmenü wieder zurück. Und jetzt zwischendurch richtig krasse Lags. Oh, Dialog.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd be best to refuse.
Captain Vasco,
And you are?
I'm de Sade, the prince's niece. All is in order. We will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship. Not a boat.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor...
Nein! Oh
He
Mann.
didn't come home this morning. I need to find
Hat er
him
schon
before
wieder
departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
Dann erstmal ausfragen und es wird viel Dialog. Okay.
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the oceans. Our ships can sail where no others dare.
Thanks to your magic, so I've heard. How do you become a Nord?
Our magic, yes, that only the Norts master. As for your question, any child born on one of our ships is seaborn. He is a Nort from birth. Others are sea-gifted, joining the Norts for different reasons, often from a young age. It's how the guild is made and maintains its numbers.
Ah, ich muss mal hier lauter machen. Irgendwie ist alles so leise. So. Lauter.
Could you tell me anything about our destination?
Aber, oder?
The island of Teofredi?
It is a magnificent place. Wild. Spared from your wars and your mines, for now. The natives have a relationship with their land and consider it sacred. They're a very friendly people, welcoming, that will appear to you strangely familiar. I've also heard that there are a great many exotic creatures, some enormous. But I wouldn't know what else to tell you. I've never strayed far from the ports.
Ah, ich habe vergessen. Genau, ich muss dann noch das hier aufmachen. So. Nein. Ich habe dir aus Versehen eine Einladung gesendet. Wie auch immer das gerade zustande gekommen ist. So. Jetzt. Und läuft alles.
What do you think of our port?
Are you referring to this one? It is the biggest high seas port on the continent. Thanks to your prince, even though it remains part of your city, it holds a particular status for us Nords. Certain zones are owned completely by us, and maritime law holds office. It's a good port. Were it not for the Malachor, it would be a pleasant place to dock.
I have a favor to ask before we leave.
I'm all ears.
We would like to load some merchandise into your ship's hold.
Impossible. You're too late for that. All merchandise must be registered at the Port Authority, and the formalities are long. So, unless you're asking me to turn smuggler and hide contraband on my vessel.
I wouldn't go that far. We're only talking about a few crates, after all.
Well then, they'll have to wait. The next ship for New Serene leaves in a month.
Hellfire. If that shipment doesn't leave today, the commander will have my hide.
Captain, I understand your position, but isn't there some way we can get these crates on board?
I doubt it. Even if I wanted to help you, my quartermaster is a half-crazed bridge troll. He's gotten into his head that a gang of ruffians want to use my ship to pass contraband over to Tier 4D. He's placed guards where our cargo is being held before being loaded. All that is not in the warehouse, and noted on the manifest, will be left on the docks. Sorry, but your crates are gonna have to wait until the next ship sets sail.
Sorry, Kurt. At least we tried.
The commander is gonna have my head. I'm sure that's what he wanted in giving me this impossible task.
In that case, we're going to have to doctor the manifest ourselves. It must be at the Harbour Master's office. You haven't heard anything about my cousin, by chance, have you? To be honest, we were hoping to find him here.
Did you say he was intending on celebrating his departure? My men spoke of a rather animated party that went down at the Coin Tavern, but I haven't heard anything else.
That isn't the safest place in the city. I hope nothing has happened to him.
Let's go and find him. Thank you, Captain.
Happy to be of some help.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
Oh, das wollte ich. Genau.
Miss Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavia and Lauro.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
Be back soon, Captain.
So. Genau. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wo ich anfangen will. Okay, 2 Sidequests. Let's gucken. Ausrüstung. Die Karte war so. Ah, stimmt, das muss ich auch noch machen. Dann ich erstmal da hoch wieder. Mache hier die Hauptquest. Und dann eventuell noch eine Schenke und dann nach Konstantin fragen. Und dann da unten die Sidequest. Oh. Das mit X rennt man. Komisch. Gut. Nein. Ja. Jetzt.
Captain, milady, we were given orders to wait here with the merchandise.
You're going to have to wait. We need to find a way to clear the access to the warehouse.
Okay. hier weiter? Nee. Genau. Jetzt nur geradeaus. Ab zum Botschafter. Ja, mit dem habe ich doch schon geredet, oder nicht? Naja.
Good day, Excellency.
Lady de Sardet, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I have come to inform you that my cousin Constantine and I are departing for Tir Freddy on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature. Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache. The Mother Cardinal Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you, and your cousin in the future. I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
To be entirely honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Tell me more about it, and perhaps I can take care of your problem before my departure.
Very well. A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that, but I'm sure that my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources, these fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler to take them who knows where.
I see. You were hoping that I'll be able to do something before they make it to an enemy city. If your heretics are planning on boarding a ship, then they must be in the dockyards. I'll look into this and see what I can do.
Okay. Immer diese Gläubigen. Diese Sekten in den Spielen. Okay. Dann ausfragen über alles.
Could you tell me anything about Ptolemy?
It would be a pleasure. As you already know, our glorious nation is guided by our faith. We follow the teachings of Matthias, our founder and greatest prophet, and give thanks each day to the Luminous for having gifted us magic. The high dignitaries of Ptolemy are at the same time our spiritual guides, advocates, and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently in your nation.
Ah, you must certainly be speaking about the debates that have divided the Ordo Luminous and the more political orders. The Lord Luminous has an extremely pure vision of our faith and applies the words of our saint very strictly. But other, more open-minded factions exist within our nation. They believe that a less rigid dialectic would attract souls more readily to our faith. But their differences are purely theoretical, and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
What is your point of view on the relations between our two nations?
As ambassador of Ptolemy, I can only rejoice at the mention of our commercial treaties. We appreciate as well the welcome that your uncle gave to our missionaries. Thanks to your support, more and more believers wander your lands. The congregation is our most precious ally. To be perfectly honest, we have only 2 complaints. That heresy is tolerated, and that your treaties with the Bridge Alliance are maintained.
How is Ptolemy faring on Tirfridi?
We built a marvelous city, San Mateus, on the western coast of the island. Did you know that certain historians believe that it might well have been the final resting place of our prophet? Our missionaries there are a multitude. Not a day passes without new islanders joining our sacred faith. Of course, there are certain pockets of resistance. There is talk of a demonic cult. Disgusting creatures. But I am confident that the Ordo Luminus will be able to put an end to these horrors. And we have tremendous hopes that the entire native population will join our ranks.
How goes the conflict with the Bridge Alliance?
Your territory is, alas, the only one that has been spared from the ravages of war on the continent. We fight on every front, without great success, one must say. But what other choice do we have? These so-called savants not only refuse the light, but are determined in their fight against it.
And on Tirfridi?
To my knowledge, no one has yet seen any serious fighting. The Bridge have succeeded in provoking the natives there, and have their hands full keeping them at bay. Which leaves us greater latitude to settle peacefully and pursue our mission of conversion.
So, jetzt habe ich alles gefragt.
I must be going. Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, Desade.
Erzählen immer so viel. Direkt zum nächsten Botschafter, der wahrscheinlich genauso viel reden und zu erzählen hat. So, geht's rein. Und das gleiche nochmal. Wahrscheinlich von der Brückenallianz. Der Typ.
Your Excellency.
Lady de Sade, I have been told that you were named legate. Congratulations. Those are great responsibilities for someone as young as yourself. But you will bring honor upon your family and the congregation. Of that I'm certain.
I thank you, Excellency. I've come here to inform you of our departure for Tirfridi. My cousin Constantine is taking office as governor of New Serene, and I'm accompanying him.
I had no idea you would be leaving so quickly. What a shame. I had thought... Well, then, that is a pity. Have a pleasant voyage. A brilliant future awaits you. They say that it is a marvelous island. Please convey to your cousin my congratulations and sincere wishes for success.
You seem slightly hesitant. Please, tell me what troubles you.
A rather unscrupulous individual has been sowing trouble in Serene. A charlatan passing himself off as an alchemist.
Do people actually give credence to these lies?
Alas, yes. They snatch up his celebrated panacea. Remedies worse than the ill, believe me. As you can well imagine, alchemists are our pride. This vulgar trickster casts dirt upon their reputation and our own at the same time. In any city of the Bridge Alliance, we would have arrested him. But here, we respect your laws.
I shall see what I can do, but make no promises. My departure is imminent.
I thank you, Excellency. And I am pleased to see you have taken so well to your new functions of diplomacy. The man operates in the city center. He is said to be clever and mean. Be careful.
Would you be so kind as to tell me what you know about the Bridge Alliance?
With pleasure. A legate needs to know the history and strengths of her allies. The alliance was sealed by several nations of the Bridge around 200 years ago. The greatest of our cities, Al-Saad, became the capital, and a council formed from the different nations now rules. This union was originally put into place to better resist the appetites for conquering our neighbors. But our ancestors quickly realized that the union had also strengthened us economically and culturally. And of course, exchanges in knowledge were strongly encouraged from the outset. Today, it is by no means an overstatement to claim that the Bridge Alliance leads our world in science and exploration. Each day, we push the limits of our understanding further in each and every domain.
Could you give me your understanding of the relations between the congregation and the Bridge?
Our relations hang essentially on the quality of our trade and commerce. The exchanges are very profitable, especially on the cultural front. I will not hide from you that we have hoped you would join our number for quite some time. But your princes insist on maintaining a neutral stance between the congregation and the other nations on the continent. It is by all means a respectable position, even if it means you also trade with our enemies.
The Bridge Alliance has been on Tirfredi for much longer than we have. What can you tell me?
It is true that we founded Hikmet, our newest city, around 15 years ago now. Alas, I haven't been able to go there myself. I can only tell you what others have reported to me. It is a luxurious island. An enormous dead volcano thrones in its center. The vegetation is extremely varied, and the fauna wondrous. We discovered animals that we had never ever seen before. Some are bigger than houses. But they're not the only occupants of the island. A savage and crude people also live there, who speak an incomprehensible language. But you shall discover all of this for yourself soon enough.
And what of your war with Ptolemy?
It has been dragging on. In fact, it has been dragging on for years. It is madness. If those bigots hadn't gotten it in their heads to convert the entire continent, we wouldn't be in this situation. But that's the way of the world. We shall not waver, whether here or on Tirfredi.
Have you been fighting battles there as well?
From what I've been told, Ptolemy has wisely and tastefully built their colony far from our city. Direct conflicts are in fact quite rare. But one day they will inevitably take place.
Okay, der Typ ist auf jeden Fall
I need to be
wesentlich
going.
sympathischer.
Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lady de Sade.
Als der religiöse Typ da. So. Jetzt die Frage. Ah ja, der Quacksilber. Das ist, glaube ich, der die ganze Zeit da rumgeschrien hat. Ich glaube, ich weiß genau, wen er meint. ganzen anderen Quests sind dann hier unten. Ja, erstmal oben alles ablaufen. Quests. Genau. Ich will zuerst diesen Quacksalber vor.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Hast du es geschafft?
Ja.
Letzter Boss?
Hm.
Ja?
Mhm.
Ja, die Textur flackert vor. Wirklich. Geht. Ja, das ist sogar noch schlimmer.
Ich bin jetzt ungefähr bei der Hälfte vom Spiel angekommen.
Nee. Die Wassertextur flackert richtig hart rein, das geht gar nicht. Super eklig. Oh, ich habe mir jetzt auch mal, ich weiß nicht, ob das Spiel schon mal im Humble Bundle Monthly war. Ich habe mir jetzt mal Cube 2 geholt beim Epic Games Store.
Das war schon.
Ja, hatte ich das da auch schon?
Hm.
Hm?
Ja.
Oh,
Also im Epic Games Store nicht, aber auf Steam müsste es haben.
ja gut, ist ja jetzt auch nicht schlimm.
Hm.
War halt gratis, von daher.
Hm.
Bevor ich es nicht habe.
Mhm.
Ja?
Die Hälfte vom Spiel habe ich jetzt geschafft.
Ja, ist doch super.
Mhm.
Ich dachte, du wärst kurz vorm Ende.
Dachte ich auch.
Jetzt wahrscheinlich wieder die Dialogsequenz.
Your time is precious in these dark hours.
Yep.
Citizens, I present to you Panacea, the absolute cure of everything. Toothache, stomach ailment, and even an open wound. This potion heals all of that. And more still, this little phial is the product of years of research and intensive labor. I hear you asking if this remedy can heal one from the Malachor. Alas, not yet. But your question is legitimate. I am so close to finding the cure. But the Malachor isn't the only ailment causing you to suffer. Not true? Then don't miss out on this chance and give yourself a healthy and energized life. Rejoice! A phial only costs a few coins, and well worth it to make your life shiny and new again.
Does it really heal everything, your potion?
Everything. Absolutely everything. Except the Malachor, of course. That being said, it is known that those in top health resist the Malachor best of all. Then don't throw away this chance. Think of all the pains that this potion could help you avoid.
You are right. It's a deal. I'm gonna take two.
There's a man that knows a good deal when he sees one. Hurry now. There won't be enough for everyone.
There he is. He's our man, no doubt.
His speech is well polished. I even feel like buying some.
And if we had a word with him, I wonder if he'll serve us the same routine.
Alles klar, dann sprechen wir den Typen mal an.
Ah, you're finally tempted.
In all honesty, I haven't made up my mind yet. I want to be certain that I'm not dealing with a charlatan.
In this day and age, I can't blame you. What might I do to convince you?
Erstmal fragen nach Nebenwirkungen.
Are there any nasty side effects with this remedy of yours?
There are none. You will feel nothing but an intense sense of well-being.
Es gibt da immer Nebenwirkungen und so einen Scheiß. Eine kann das bestimmt auch trinken, wenn es so super ist.
Will you drink one of your potions to prove your good faith?
Of course. I take a little sip every morning. But as I'm in perfect health, you won't be able to verify the improvement in my condition. But if it helps you make up your mind, give me just a moment. There now. As you see, I am still in excellent condition.
Come on now. I saw you take that vial out of your pocket. Nothing proves that it's the same potion that you sell to your clients.
As a man of science, I consider skepticism a remarkable quality. But in your case, it is not skepticism, but blindness.
We need to steal one of these potions and force him to drink it.
Brilliant idea, Kurt. Let's take a look at his cart.
Okay, radikale Maßnahmen, ihn erstmal zu klauen. Okay, die Quest ist so wild. Ja, es ist so ein Typ, der halt Heiltränke verkauft, ne? Und die können alles. Und er wollte nichts von seinen eigenen Zeug trinken. Und dann das erste.
Things are about to get dicey. Careful, GreedFall.
Die Tür ist zugegangen. Asozial. Von der Tür. Und dann der Typ halt einfach so, ja, nö, ich trinkt aus so einer Flasche, die er aus seiner eigenen Tasche zieht.
To steal one of these potions and force him to drink
daraus
it.
resultiert
Brilliant idea, Kurt.
okay, wir beklauen ihn
Let's
jetzt
take a look at his
und
card.
klauen ihm so eine Flasche aus seinem Lager und zwingen ihn dann die zu trinken, statt einfach ihn zu zwingen, eine von seinem Stamm zu trinken. Nimmt mal am besten den umständlichen Weg. Ich habe komplett vergessen, wie man kämpft.
To my help! And death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get dicey! Green blood! I can't hold on much longer!
Mana ist leer. Ah, reicht noch. Ah, dann kann ich wechseln. So. Gucken, was es gab. Ein Kriegshammer. Stachelhammer gegen Kriegshammer. Der Kriegshammer scheint. Nee, der Kriegshammer scheint besser zu sein. Damit spielen. So. Neue Handschuhe. Die. Ich würde gerne Handwerk behalten. Und ein bisschen mehr. Rindern. Sommer. Ach, Gegengift. Und ein Zettel. Alchemistisches Forschungsbuch. Diese Seiten beschreiben in kleiner, fast unleserlicher Handschrift Versuchsergebnisse, Beobachtungen von Patienten unverständliche unverständliche Symbole. Doch die Komplexität einiger Rezepte zeigt eindeutig, dass der Verfasser ein echter Alchemist war und gewiss sehr kenntnisreich. Brief von Wirt an das Dienstmädchen. Luis, der merkwürdige Alchemist der Allianz, der oben einen Raum gemietet hat, bat uns ausdrücklich, ihn während seines Aufenthalts nicht zu reinigen. Dieser alte Narr will vermutlich vermeiden, dass wir versehentlich seine Fiolen zerbrechen oder was auch immer. Also kümmere dich nicht um seinen Dreck. Der Kunde bekommt, was immer er will. Weniger Arbeit für das Dienstmädchen. Ja. Okay. Und jetzt müssen wir den Typ zwingen, die gestohlene Flasche zu trinken. Hätte ihm auch einfach einen abkaufen können, aber okay.
Have you finally made up your mind?
I happen to have a vial of your medicine. Would you be willing to drink it in front of us? To prove that there is no risk?
This bullying is trying my patience. I'm beginning to suspect that you might be working for a rival.
You refuse to taste it?
You might have put something in it to cause me harm or further disgrace.
No, look. The vial is still sealed. It comes straight from your stock.
And you dare challenge me when you have just admitted to being a thief?
Come now. You can see for yourself that I am gladly returning your vial, so that you might drink it in front of witnesses. This might help to dissipate my doubts, as well as those of these brave folk.
Yes, no, you don't have the right.
Damnation. He got away. He can't have gone far.
Find him, before his head ends up on a spike.
Think back to the note that we found. We need to take a look at the tavern. He won't leave the city without his belongings.
Schade, dass man ihn nicht wegrennen sieht, sondern er einfach nach der Katze verschwunden ist. Okay. Im GreedFall kann eine Questmeister auf verschiedene Arten abgeschlossen werden. Die Sade hat mehrere Eisen im Feuer. Raffinesse, Überredungskunst, Intuition, Korruption, das Fertigen von Gegenständen auf dem Werktisch. Das alles sind Wege, die dir zur Verfügung stehen, um deine Ziele zu erreichen. Um dich in diesen Gebieten zu verbessern, verteilst du die Punkte im entsprechenden Talentbaum oder trägst Ausrüstung, die Boni bietet. Drohungen und der Kampf sind weitere probate Optionen, wenn deine Feinde nicht empfänglich für deine Talente sind. Oder meine Talente sind einfach zu schlecht.
Tavern Keeper.
I see you're back. Can I pour you something this time?
Das war die Hauptquest. Stimmt. Nein, man kann ihn nachher fragen.
I'm looking for my cousin. His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age? Hair down to his neck, light brown? Blue eyes? Quite the talker?
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight. I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'll be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
That's not a small sum. I need to think about my options.
Oh, the father has forgotten to give his daughter her allowance, it would seem.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Ja, wir gucken erstmal, wie wir das reparieren können.
This furniture is in terrible condition. The fight must have been extremely violent.
It looks as if it's fixable. I've seen worse. We'll need to build some metal dowels, but once done, we can make them like new.
Na gut, dann kann ich dann Metalldübel craften. Demnächst. Dann spare ich mir das. Oh, oder ich finde einfach Metalldübel auch gut. doch kein Metall, du. Dann spart man sich das Crafting. Oh. Oh. Ich glaube, ich habe jetzt schon alle Metalldübel.
Logged.
So, ich kriege eine 1. Oh. Das stimmt, hier war ich ja schon. Oder? Da liegt noch ein Zettel. Albert, ich hoffe, du bekommst diesen Brief, wenn du endlich aus Al-Saad zurückkehrst. Vorausgesetzt, es ist noch jemand am Leben, der ihn dir geben kann. Ich kann kaum noch etwas sehen und es fällt mir schwer zu schreiben. Bitte verzeih mir, mein Junge. Ich kann dir nicht viel hinterlassen. Die Plünderer haben sicherlich schon unseren schönen Buchladen zerstört. Aber sie haben vielleicht nicht die Truhe gefunden, die ich in unserem Haus versteckt habe. Pass gut auf dich auf, mein Sohn. Und wenn du genug Geld zusammen hast, dann flieh über diese magische Insel, die angeblich völlig frei von Übel ist. Und dich liebender Vater. So, im Buchladen. Also entweder ist deren Haus in der Nähe des Buchladens oder im Buchladen. Aber irgendwo muss noch eine Kiste mit Loot rumstehen. Wenn da stimmt, was auf dem Zettel steht. Vielleicht findet man die Truhe, ja. Wäre jedenfalls cool. Genau. Jetzt können wir nur noch nach oben gehen. So. Geht's nicht ran? Oh. Noch mehr Schlüssel. Wahrscheinlich für unten den Raum, wo ich das Schloss geknackt habe. Oh, Schloss knacken. Oh, nein, nicht kämpfen. Oh. Eine Axt. Die gar keinen magischen Schaden verursacht. Ich weiß nicht, ob der Wert na gut. Nee, also ich mache dadurch nicht weniger magischen Schaden. Nur wenn ich den Novizenring ablegen würde. Und ich kann die leider eh nicht ausrüsten. Aber vielleicht kann Kurt die tragen. Oh, Kurt kann das auch nicht. Böser Kurt. Oh, sonst noch was Interessantes. Oh. Metalldübel. Brauchen wir auch ein Roheisenerz für. Okay, hätte ich eh alle herstellen können, wäre jetzt auch nicht das Ding gewesen. So.
You again? What are you doing in my room?
I'm not the only one that's found you. Have you seen the mob that's gathering in the street?
I'm neither deaf nor blind. By the spheres. Why didn't I leave the city while there was still time?
The Alliance ambassador is quite unsettled by your commerce, and he's the one who sent me.
Sahin. Him again. Ruining my career wasn't enough for him. He's the very reason I had to leave the Alliance. And here I am, playing the part of the potion maker. Me, who was once a respected member of the Academy of Al-Saad.
Dr. Sahin warned me that you were an imposter.
That doesn't surprise me, coming from him. I was a master alchemist. I understand if you don't believe me after all that, but I have a number of documents to prove it. I would still be one if Sahin hadn't set off a chain of machinations to disgrace me.
Why does Sahin bear you such hatred?
I wasn't fortunate enough to oppose certain great minds of the Academy, to criticize their methodology. I saw them inflicting torture on sick prisoners, making them drink the most vile poisons. To find a remedy to the Malachor, they won't hesitate to kill. I could not keep my silence.
It is for an act of courage that you fell from grace and earned Sahin's hatred. Are you not ashamed to have poisoned those poor souls?
These potions are not harmful. That is to say that they don't contain any harmful ingredients.
But you could just as easily produce real healing potions. So why don't you?
You don't understand. I fled, but I haven't put a stop to my own research. This potion is an attempt to create in those who drink it a resistance to the Malachor.
So you manipulate people to use as experimental fodder? That is completely unethical.
I don't have a choice, but it does not harm them, I assure you.
If this potion were inoffensive, then why wouldn't you drink it when I offered it to you?
I ran tests on myself for such a long time that I ended up becoming intolerant to it. A small sip of this mixture provokes in me now a violent reaction. I mean, the mob would have been furious in any case, but a normal dose, I assure you, is without risk.
Your methods don't seem so different than those of your colleagues.
I don't torture people. And this potion only has side effects in high doses.
Perhaps, but you are hurting innocents. I cannot let your commerce continue.
So, what are you going to do with me, my lady?
Den lassen wir verhaften.
I'm sorry, but I don't trust you. I'm going to deliver you to Dr. Sahin.
My lady, I beg you to spare me.
I've heard enough. You are under arrest.
How unjust.
Okay, bleib einfach hier stehen. Okay, ein Brief von einem Alchemisten aus Alsat. Mein teurer Arif, es tut mir leid zu erfahren, dass du nicht den Frieden gefunden hast, den du dir in Esserin erhofft hast. Seit deiner Abreise ist die Situation in der Akademie beklagenswert. Diejenigen, die du angeklagt hast, verhalten sich jetzt so, als ob die Regeln nicht für sie gelten würden, und sie führen regelmäßig fragwürdige Experimente durch. Der Rest von uns kann nichts anderes tun, als sich unauffällig zu verhalten. Ich hoffe aufrichtig, dass du irgendwann einen Ort erreichst, an dem du endlich Frieden findest. Dein Freund. Alles klar. Na gut, wir können die Quest gerade abschließen gehen, dann machen wir das doch. Sparen wir uns den Weg.
Your Excellency.
Lady de Sade.
I tracked down your man near the Coin Guard barracks.
Finally. Did you capture him?
Let's just say that I put an end to his activities. His reputation in Serene is forever tarnished. Matters turned out a little more complicated than anticipated. He is hiding in a room in the Coin Guard Tavern.
Why didn't you have him arrested?
Angry citizens have gathered round the building. They have sworn to avenge themselves after discovering his fraud. I decided it better to avoid the mob. But if you wish to capture him alive, I advise you to hurry.
Governor Buren will be happy to learn that a legate with great assiduity will soon be joining the island of Tir-Fredi. Thank you for your help, Excellency, and allow me to offer you this modest present for your voyage.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lady de Sade.
Level up. Okay, bevor ich dann gleich Schluss mache, noch das Level up machen. Genau. Stasis. Das benutze ich irgendwie kaum. So. Genau, einfach mehr magischer Schaden. Und dann würde ich nämlich die Schattenexplosion später nehmen. Oder was gibt's hier? Oh, Heal, das ist natürlich auch praktisch. Ja, Schritt. Mögliche sofortige Bewegung, wenn schneller ein zweites Mal ausgewichen wird. Weiß nicht, wie gut das sein soll. Die Schattenexplosion klingt interessant, weil das hier stößt alle Feinde um den Wirkenden zurück und fügt ihnen Magieschaden zu. Aber Heal ist natürlich auch gut. Mal gucken, wahrscheinlich gehe ich erstmal auf die Schattenexplosion. Und dann hole ich mir den Heal. Ich kann mir natürlich auch über die Einhänder holen. Oder ich die jetzt nicht unbedingt spielen wollte. Wahrscheinlich über die Stasis. Genau. Attribute gibt es erst mit Level 4. Und dann mit Level 5. Wow. So, dann speichern. Und dann sage ich auch schon Tschüss.